big year for one of the biggest attractions here in East Tennessee. Dollywood now open for its 40th season. That's not the only anniversary, though, the park's celebrating.
Our Casey Willis and Kyle Granger are live with us in Pigeon Forge. Casey, Kyle, a lot of excitement there. And Kyle, you just talked to Dolly.
That's exciting, isn't it? She always likes to talk about how the park is going and the new and great things that are happening, but of course it's happened for so many years.
Yes.
Ever since the park opened, and jumping from that 500,000 visitation when it was Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, to 1 million in that first year. Now we're talking about 3.5 million people visiting this park every year.
And the messaging is the same. The reason is the same. You know, she said this morning when she was talking to all the media members that 40 years ago she wanted to create a place to create jobs for her family and for people who live here. And that's exactly what Dollywood has done.
When you got 4,000 people working in a place like this is the state's largest ticketed attraction. The most employed, they employ more people in Sevier County than any other business in Sevier County. And I bet you could rival a lot of other companies across other counties as well. But you know what, Casey? When Dolly sees a child, she stops and spends time with that child. And it's always great to see. That was one of the reasons that she started the Imagination Library, celebrating a milestone today. 40 years of Dollywood, 30 years of the Imagination Library. The worldwide home of the Imagination Library is located in Sevierville, where Dolly started the program to honor her father, who could not read or write, a program that's grown to deliver 3 million books a month. Working beside Dolly for decades is Ted Miller.
Being a part of being around Dolly gives us the opportunity to accomplish things like that with her, to help her execute big ideas that go worldwide that on our own we'd never be able to do.
At Dollywood, you'll find stories about the Imagination Library. And new this year, those stories will come to life as new shows will bring books from the Imagination Library to life.
This is Dollywood. This is Dolly's place. And so we feel like we very much need to have a presence that represents all things Imagination Library.
As the program grows closer to giving away 300 million books, Miller believes the library has grown to become more than to just honor her father, but to inspire children she never had.
It feels really good to know that she cares that much about kids and willing to, as she says, put her money where her mouth is. She said one time, I didn't have kids of my own because all kids are mine. And I think that's kind of the story of the Imagination Library.
Of course, providing millions of books to kids a month, not only here in Tennessee, but all over the world.
We announced earlier this week that I'm expecting, so I can't wait
to get the
those
books in the mail.
Books.
I was going to ask you if you were excited about that.
Yeah, definitely excited about that. You know, there's so much to celebrate. You have Dollywood on this side, but then you also have Dollywood Splash Country, who is celebrating a silver anniversary this year. Now, this will not open. This park will not open until May. It needs to get a little warmer for the 25th season. And when it opened in 2001, the park was actually named the World Water Park Association's best new water park in America. There are dozens of slides, the lazy river, that's my favorite, many places for the families to spend time together, about 35 acres there, and just so much to do at Splash Country. And we are so close to it getting warm enough for that to happen, but again, that opens in May.
And of course, also celebrating a milestone, Dollywood's Dream More Resort and Spa. You can go get pampered, you can sleep like Dolly does, of course, with all the colors and thrills that the Dream More Resort offers. You can stay in Dolly's suite if you want to, or stay in 1986, her tour bus, which is parked out back. Of course, an area for people to eat, sleep, get pampered, and this is celebrating 10 years, if you can believe it. Look at that memory wall there of all the records that Dolly has recorded over the years.
We talked to her about it.
It is huge. It's magnificent. I guess that's the best word. It is just magnificent. Of course, I'm so proud of Dream More, and I still love it here, but the new lodge is just incredible.
Of course, that lodge, another piece of the journey here. Inside of that box you see on your screen holds some great memories. In fact, it's a song that Dolly recorded. It's never been released. It will be released on her 100th birthday right here at Dollywood. She even told me that she's put a way to play it, a CD player that is, in case that technology is no longer around by the time they open that box, with the way technology is changing these days. Of course, a plank there from her Tennessee mountain home, her roots so embedded right here in Sevier County. We could probably throw a stone and hit the cabin that she grew up in, that little one-bedroom cabin.
So special. And you also got to talk to Dolly. Today is her first public appearance since she lost her husband of decades. She said that she wanted to be here today because he would have wanted her to be out here celebrating.
She said, I've got to work. He would want me to be working. And of course, also thanking fans for all of the tributes, the cards, the flowers, the prayers over the past about 2 weeks or so. You're going to hear a special message from her coming up on WVLT News at 6 o'clock.
Looking forward to that, Kyle. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
We didn't know until, am I right, yesterday? We didn't know until yesterday that she was even going to be there and be out in the public?
Yeah, she, you know, it's one of those things. They were trying to figure out what should she do? Should she come? Does she feel like coming? You know, losing a spouse for decades can be so traumatic for so many people. And of course, she wanted to come out smile. She did tell us at one point today, she said, I've cried for almost 2 weeks now. I needed to get out here. I needed to smile.
Yeah.
Kyle, Casey, thank you.
Good job.